Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I am doing my first ever TBR video for this month, which is June. Got my co-host here. She was a pain to get in today. She didn't want to come into work. I had to entice her with ham to get her here, but she came eventually, didn't you? Yeah. Tired from all that sleeping. Yeah, it's a hard life. She wants more ham now. I have to bribe her. This is how I pay her for her time here. Yum. She goes crazy for it. She'll literally do anything for ham. She'd probably kill me. I would not be surprised. Anyway, now that you know my method of bribing my co-host, let's get into the video. So today I shouldn't have given her that extra ham now. She wants more. Have some at the end, alright? So today I am going to be sharing with you my June TBR. This is actually the first TBR video I'm going to be making on this channel. I think I'm going to plan to do one at the start of every month. I think that would be quite fun just to share with you what I plan on reading, what you can expect, to see me reviewing or talking about. Although I do warn you that sometimes I can be a bit of a mood reader. I'm the type of person who likes to just buy whatever book interests them. So I kind of end up buying like loads and loads of books. And then like a year later I might see it and just pick it up and read it. Sometimes that's really satisfying though. When you've had a book for so long and then you read it like years later and then it becomes like one of your favourite books. I just love when that happens. But for the most part I think I'm going to try and stick to this TBR because I really want to get through certain series to review them and share them with the community. Because I have certain people watching me for certain series. Like I have some people currently interested in my Malazan videos. I have some people interested in my Dresden Files videos. I also plan on continuing my journey through the Cosmere. So I'm really excited to get into all these series, to read all these books. I'm massively into fantasy at the moment. I haven't always been the biggest fantasy fan ever. I did read A Song of Ice and Fire a few years ago, but for some reason I just ended up reading like Stephen King for ages. Then after that, for some reason I just kind of dropped off the fantasy bandwagon. I'm not sure why. I was missing out on a lot, so I really wish I would have carried on. Then I read Brandon Sanderson's Mistborn trilogy about a year ago, and that kind of brought back my love for fantasy again. Although I still have a place for A Song of Ice and Fire as the first epic fantasy series I ever read. First thing that really got me into it. But anyway, I'm kind of rambling here, so I'm going to get into the TBR now and let you know what I've been reading and what I'm going to be reading. So the first book on my TBR is Fool's Moon by Jim Butcher, which is the second book in the Dresden Files series. And it looks like we've lost our co-host here, but it's okay, we can do this without her. I'm including this, but I have actually already read it. It's currently the 2nd of June, and I finished it last night, but I technically started it at like the end of May. I thought I'd include it anyway. I'll definitely be reviewing this book very soon, within the next few days. Dresden Files is definitely a series I want to stick to. I really want to see it through to the end, because at the moment, even though the first two books aren't like amazing, they're a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying them, but I'll get more into that in my Fool's Moon review. And if you're interested in seeing my Stormfront review, I'll leave a link for you to click on, and feel free to watch that. Yeah, I'm really excited to get further into the Dresden Files series. I'm really enjoying it, and it's just a lot of fun. So the second book on my June TBR is the second book in the Malazan Book of the Fallen series, Dead House Gates. Now, I have started reading this. I actually started reading it about an hour or so ago, but I'm definitely looking forward to getting into this. Also quite daunted by it, but I'm still excited. I think I was partially putting this one off for a little bit because I was almost like scared to get back into it because they're such in-depth books. They just require like 100% attention to get through. I feel like the more work you put in, the more you'll get out of it. So I am excited for this, and this is the book I'm currently reading, and I'm trying to hopefully get through this within like a week and a half or something. I did read Gardens of the Moon in like a week, but then this book's a little bit longer, so I'm not sure yet. But we'll see how that goes. I've heard so many good things. There's a lot of people in my community Discord server telling me about how great the later books are. And by the way, for those of you who haven't already joined my Discord server, feel free to join it. The link's in the description below. It's turning into a really cool community. I'm really enjoying it. It's for readers and writers. You can talk about your writing, post your links to your book, critique each other's writing, talk about your favorite book series. It's just a really, really fun community, and it's growing. I'd really appreciate it if you could join it, and I'd love to see you there. Honestly, just join. You won't regret it. It'll be great. And we're actually going to be doing a buddy read of the first book in the Gentleman Bastard series, The Lies of Locke Lamora. If you're interested in doing that, join the Discord and you can read it along with us in July. So yeah, I look forward to that. I'm really excited for that. Buddy reads are so much fun when, you're like a group of friends. This is going to be the biggest buddy read I've done. It's going to be really interesting to see, all of our views on the book. I'm really excited for that. But anyway, that's the second book of my TBR. Now let's go on to the next one. So the third book of my TBR is actually The Shining by Stephen King. Now some of you might be surprised that I haven't read this, seeing as it is like one of Stephen King's most famous novels ever. It's probably like his second, I'd probably say it's his second most popular besides It, but I don't know, it varies really. I haven't actually read this, even though it's his third published novel. I did start reading it at one point. I think I got like 50 pages in, and I was actually really into it, but I think I started reading something else because I went through a phase where I was juggling so many books. I was reading like 6 books at once, so I'd end up like not finishing books. and it just really didn't work out very well. I'm actually really excited to get into this because I'm a really big Stephen King fan. I went through a phase where I just pretty much only read his books. At the moment, I haven't really been reading many. I think I'm going to try and get at least one Stephen King book a month because I really like Stephen King. He's definitely one of my favourite authors, if not my favourite. Such an amazing author. I definitely recommend reading works of his. It is a masterpiece. I recommend it. It's such a good book. Obviously, everyone's heard how amazing this book is. There's a lot of positive things about it. And just look at this cover. I love this cover. Like, some of the newer Stephen King covers just look so nice. I love good-looking books. I know it's... sounds really strange. I just love books. Like, comment down below if you agree with me. But just, books are just so good. Like, everything about them. I just love a nice looking book. I love the feel of books. The smell of books. Just, books are just great. Like, come on. How can you not like books? Books are amazing. We need more people getting into books. There's too many people playing Fortnite. Get your kids into books. Books are where it's at. Now, the fourth book on my TBR is a book that I haven't actually received yet. I ordered it and I think it's coming tomorrow. It's a very old book and it's quite different, but I just really wanted to read it. And that's A Study in Scarlet, which is the first Sherlock Holmes novel. I don't know if any of you have seen it, but there's the Netflix Sherlock Holmes show with Benedict Cumberbatch. And I used to really like that show, and Sherlock Holmes just really interests me as a character. And recently I started rewatching that a little bit because I really love Sherlock Holmes. He's just so cool. I love like a really intelligent character. Some of my favorite types of scenes are where you see the character like, you know, picking out all the details and working out really complicated things from really small details. That's one of my favorite things to see. I'm really excited to get into Sherlock Holmes. Surprisingly, I've never read any of the Sherlock Holmes books in the past. I've owned these for like a few years now. I've still got tags on this. I don't know how long ago I got these. I just kind of found them on my shelf. But these are two of the short story collections. I heard that chronologically, Study in Scarlet comes first, and then I think it's this one, then this one. And it's only like 130 pages, so I'm going to read that in between some of the massive fantasy books I'm reading. 'Cause at the moment, reading things like Malazan, it can like really wear you down. It's like, it's tiring. So I've been writing every day. I've been like religiously writing every day because, you know, I want to be a writer. I've been writing like 2,000 words a day, if not more sometimes. And I've been reading a lot. And honestly, I've just been feeling so tired like every night. I know like you might think reading, surely it can't tire you out. But when you're reading these epic fantasy series and you're balancing it with your writing and everything else, it can be a lot, but I love it though. If I get to the point where I can live full time off of writing and reading and doing this, life can't get better than that. If that can happen, like that's just perfect. Doing what you love and getting paid for it, like what can be better? I'm really excited for the future. Like, I'm so excited to publish my novel. There's so much going to happen, honestly. I can't even begin to tell you. There's so much coming. So stick around, and I'm really excited for it. I'm digressing from, you know, this video, but I do that a lot. I tend to go on tangents and just talk about other stuff sometimes. So the fifth book on my TBR is another book I don't actually have yet, but I'm going to get very soon. It's The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. Sorry, I'm not sure I'm saying her name right. That's one book that really interests me. Since the first time I heard about that book, I've been really interested. Like, the Asian setting is just so intriguing to me, and it's just so different to like anything I've read. It sounds so cool. I've heard a lot about how it focuses a lot on like the aftermath of battle and things like PTSD and everything, and this just really interests me. I love like the human element of stories, and I don't really like it when, I don't know, someone will like murder someone and then they won't even think about it for like the entire series and they won't even care. I really like it when a character's properly affected by these things. So what I've heard about this series, I'm just so excited. It sounds amazing. That kind of thing really interests me. And the third book will come out, I think, on September the 17th. So I plan on reading the first two books in that series before September so I can get to that book and review it when it comes out. The next book on my TBR is yet another book I don't actually have yet, but I'm going to order very soon. And that's the third book in the Dresden Files series, Grave Peril. Obviously, as I've already said, I've been reading the Dresden Files series. I'm having a lot of fun with the series. I'm really enjoying talking to people about it and just having fun and like talking to the community about these books. That's one of the things that's driving me the most to read these series, just like the conversations I've been having with people and with the community. It's just been so much fun seeing what they think and sharing what I think. It's just been great. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really excited to get through these series. And I think I'll also put Dresden Files 4 on my June TBR, which is Skin Game, because they're only relatively small reads, so I'm probably going to end up reading more than one. And also I like to read them as kind of palette cleansers in between these big fantasy series. So I probably will end up reading two of them at least, and I really enjoy them. The weekend where I just read Fool's Moon was just so relaxing. I think it's a series that I'll probably get through quite quickly. Now, the next book on my TBR is a book I have been wanting to read for so long. I cannot express how excited I am to read this book. I've heard so much great stuff about it, and at the moment, Brandon Sanderson is one of my favourite authors. He is amazing. His magic systems are amazing. His consistency with quality and his output, the speed that he does it. He's such an interesting person. He's such a great author. And The Way of Kings at the moment is like one of the most popular fantasy books there is. Lots of people have said how amazing it is, and I cannot wait to get into this. And I know I already have a lot of big series that I'm reading currently, and I know I already have a lot of big series on my TBR, but I can't help myself. I have to read this book. And now that I've read Warbreaker, which the review for that will be coming out soon, I've caught up chronologically with the Stormlight Archive because I've read Elantris, Mistborn Era 1, and Warbreaker. Now this means I can tackle this monster. I'm loving the Cosmere at the moment. I'd say the four like main like series that I'm going through right now are Dresden Files, Stephen King's Universe, The Cosmere, and Malazan. Unfortunately, as much as I like the Cosmere UK covers, I don't really like the fact that I split into two. I love a big chunky book. I love when a book's like massive and I can feel it in my hands. I like that girth, you know. But it's alright. I still love the covers. They're still really nice. I don't think it's anywhere near as good as the US cover. The US cover for Way of Kings is just, oh, it's amazing. I actually use that as my desktop background because I just like it so much. This is probably my most anticipated book ever. I've been wanting to read this for so long. And this is also another series that I want to try and read and catch up with before the next book comes out, because Stormlight 4 comes out, I think, November 17th. I have a few months to read the first three. So I have a lot of reading ahead of me because I want to catch up with Poppy War, I want to catch up with this, and I also want to catch up with the Gentleman's Bastard series. I'm confident I'll do it, as long as I read every day. I should get there. And one sort of bonus book that I might get to, it depends really how much I end up reading this month, is Finders Keepers, which is the second book in the Bill Hodges trilogy. I read Mr. Mercedes a few years ago and I really enjoyed it. I might also read Pet Sematary because I did start that. It's another book I started. I think I started at the same time as The Shining. I was really liking it, and for some reason didn't finish it. There's a chance I might read a couple extra Dresden books. I might read a couple extra Sherlock Holmes books. I'm not sure yet. As I said, I'm a bit of a mood reader, so I could pick up any old book from this shelf and just read it. Like, I don't know, Wild Cards. I might end up reading this. Honestly, this is actually pretty good. Those of you who don't know about this series, it's not very well known, but George R. R. Martin, you know, the guy who created this world, this awesome world, actually has his own sort of short story collection, like a series of short story collections where other authors also write short stories for it, and it's like kind of superheroes. It starts off like during World War II, I think, and it works all the way up to modern day. I only read a little bit of it, but I really enjoyed the ones I did read. Maybe I'll get to this at some point. That was just an example. Like, you never know, I might pick that up, I might read it, I might love it. I still need to read Caliban's War, the second book in the Expanse series. Dune is another book I really, really, really want to read. I'm just putting it off. I've had this for a while. I bought it in Waterstones one time and I just saw it and I just couldn't resist it. I love the cover, it looks amazing. This isn't on my TBR, I just ignore that. It is on my TBR, but not my Dune one. I'm not a goddamn superhuman. I can't read that many books. But for the most part, I'm going to be trying to really stick to these series I've started. The last book I'll mention, I have mentioned this already, but it's The Lies of Locke Lamora. This isn't really my June TBR, it's more of my July one, because I'm starting it in July. So if you're interested in buddy reading this, join the Discord down below. If you're a writer, if you're a reader. So that's been my June TBR. I think I'm going to be doing this every month from now on. I've really been enjoying this booktube thing. There's been loads of really cool people in the community supporting me. The channel's been growing way faster than I thought it would. I didn't expect it. It's really, really cool. Thank you to everyone who has been subscribing and commenting. Definitely will be making a video soon where I credit a lot of the other booktubers who have been helping out, who are just really cool people in the community and who you should definitely check out. Again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. And it begins. Oh no. I just tried to throw my book up and catch it. I creased it and I feel its pain. If any of you don't know, I am so sensitive about like damaging books, and it just when people like tear the pages and like crease it, it makes me throw up. I hate it. If anyone else is like that, let me know. My books need to look perfect and I just ruined this book, so feel free to scream at me in the comments.